What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and you tune into another edition of my vlog. Want to say thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for your support. You know, I'm all about that positivity and that motivation. And today I want to talk cars with you guys, and I want to talk about originality versus customization. You know, I've heard a few comments as far as people say, you know, why'd you change up your Chevelle? You should have kept it all original. Or, you know, why'd you alter your NSX? You know, it's worth more money. You know, factory stock, you know, and, you know, to each his own. You know, I don't really bother trying to entertain what somebody else wants to say about the cars I drive. I drive them because I want to drive them. I customize them because I just like having something original. My Chevelle, when I got the car, it wasn't original. So it already had an LS motor. It already had you know, a few custom things done to it. So I wasn't about to put it back to original because it didn't make sense, and I wanted to drive the car. And I don't know if you guys are familiar, which, you know, some of you probably are, with how cars from the 70s drove. And they drove pretty rough. You know, they didn't handle well. They didn't brake well. And they could be downright scary. So in order to bring this 72 Chevelle up to modern standards as far as performance and handling and things like that, I went through and I changed a bunch of stuff. You know, and you know, it has a 70 front clip, so I know people thinking, oh, that's a 70. Well, it's a 72, but a 70 front clip. And I just went through and altered a bunch of stuff, man. I did the motor. I did the suspension, I did the brakes, I got Hydro Boost on here, Corvette brakes, Hotchkins, you know, turn one steering box, built for 4L60E transmission, 12-bolt main, you know, custom built, custom exhaust. I did a lot of stuff to the car. I want the car to be a character representation of myself, and I want to be able to drive the car. I don't want to have to worry about the car having issues, you know, breaking down on me, or, you know, not being able to accelerate properly or handle right. So I just tried to make it as tight as I could with, you know, the different aftermarket parts out there so that I could actually enjoy the car. And it's actually one of my it's one of my, you know, most favorite cars to drive right now, you know, until I get my Cougar back and my Porsche back. But you know, the Chevelle is fun. It's a lot of power, and, you know, the car gets up, and you know, I get these people pulling up in, you know, next to me, and, you know, M4s and M3s, and you know, when I gun it when I get on it, this thing is a monster. You know, it's a sleeper. It's not just an old car. It's an old car that hauls ass. So it's a lot of fun, man. But, you know, if the car had been original, you know, a 72 SS with a 454, numbers matching, I probably would have kept it like that. You know, it wouldn't have been no need for me to change it because it was a, you know, factory original car. But in this case, the car wasn't factory original, so I made it as custom as possible. Now, as far as my NSX, 1994 NSX, it was all original when I got it. One owner. The guy took immaculate care of the car, and you know, I got it and I had fun with it. You know, I pushed the car to its limits. I wanted to see if it could do what it said on the speedometer, and it didn't do it. But I pushed it as hard as I could push the car, and I enjoyed it. But one of the things that kind of got me about the car was I wanted it to be more personalized. You know, I started looking at other supercars, and I'm like, man, if this car had a little bit more power, if it, you know, if it was a little bit tighter handling, it already had great handling, but you know, if I could improve that, or you know, increase the braking power. So I started thinking of things I could do to the car, and you know, started with the motor, and had that rebuilt. Dart sleeve the block. Had head work done. Pistons, custom piston, everything. You know, built the motor up with, you know, aftermarket parts and made sure everything was what it's supposed to be. And then I went through the transmission and did the same thing, and you know, had the upgraded Japanese differential installed, and you know, spent a lot of money on that. Then went through and had the suspension done with the coilovers, and then went with the brakes, the big brake kit. You know, ran into a few little issues with that initially because you know, I think one of my mechanics was trying to upsell me, so he said that the brakes didn't fit right. You know, I got R1 brakes. If you see my last video, I talked about the R1 big brakes I installed, but they said that the brakes didn't fit, so they put them on and took them off and then put the old ones back on, but charged me for all the labor. So I was frustrated, and I was about to sell the brakes. Then I went and talked to someone else, and they said, man, I could install the brakes. And they were installing them for a fraction of what the other person had initially charged me. And they said, yeah, we can do it. And I said, well, you might need to add a proportion valve. And they're like, oh, we'll see when we get them on there. And lo and behold, they installed the brakes, no proportion valve, and the car stops on a dime. But you know, the other guy, I think they were trying to make some money selling me, you know, some brakes that they had a good deal on, so that they can make, you know, money off the parts and labor, which I don't understand, man, because I already spent a lot of money with them. So I don't know why they would do that. But you know, mechanics, it's a weird breed, man, because it's like some of them are cool and some, you know, they try to work an angle, and I don't get it, man, especially when you're bringing in business. You know, the NSX, I went through a lot with the car. I mean, I had a guy who initially claimed he could build a twin turbo setup, and at the time I had a little chunk of change, and this person took the car, you know, and took the motor apart and started messing with the paint, and then didn't know what the hell he was doing. Never worked on these type of cars, you know, had worked on Chevys, but this is not a Chevy. You know, this car is very I would say special when it comes to the parts you put on it. You can't just put anything aftermarket as far as like water pump and, you know, certain certain spark plugs. You got to use certain things that are spec for this car. And man, it was just horrible. You know, I went through 3 mechanics before I got the one who actually got the car together. So the turbo setup didn't work out. I'm still waiting to get that installed. That's the last thing I want to do to this car that will really make it over the top. You know, I got to ride in the supercharged version, and I really like the supercharged version with the power, but everybody's saying go turbo, twin turbo. So the Science of Speed, they have a kit. I think I'm gonna go with that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. That's the last thing I'm gonna do to the car, and I'm done. I mean, I've already done everything. This is a brand new car, you know, between the motor and the tranny, and everything else I've done to the car. It has maybe, you know, 5,000-6,000 miles. You know, I even added the lift system to it, the cup system, so I can go, you know, up the driveways and stuff without scraping, man. Carbon fiber front lip, carbon fiber rear, carbon fiber spoiler in the back. I mean, carbon fiber inside. So, you know, yeah, it's been customized. It's not original. It's better than new. Stops better than new. Performs better than new. And it's a classic, you know. And yeah, you know, if it was original, some people favor that, but I don't really care. I build my cars for me I enjoy personalizing my cars. When I get the Black Bastard back, I'm gonna let you guys get a peep at what I've done to that. I'm getting some stuff done to that car right now so that it'll be ready to go to the body shop. You know, I'm gonna track that car. That's gonna be my car that I kind of beat on, even though it's gonna be also, you know, kind of a show car that I'll take around and showcase. But yeah, I like everything different, you know. And a lot of people are gonna say things about that car because it's a 1982 Porsche 928, but it has a Chevy drivetrain as far as motor. So it's gonna raise some eyebrows, and some purists are gonna be like, "Oh my God, why'd he do that to that Porsche? Why'd he put all that money into it?" Well, when I got it, it had an LT1 in it, so it was already bastardized, and I just, you know, went with it. But yeah, I like to customize my cars, but the NSX, you know, 5-10 years down the line, maybe, you know, it'd be a better value had I left it original. But once I twin turbo the car, it'd be very special. So you know, it's all based on the potential person who wants to buy the car. And I'm not really looking to sell the car because I've had so much work done to it. So it's not like I'm really tripping off of trying to make money off of it. So you know, I figure, what the hell, you know, I don't like anything original. I hate to go to a car show and you see the same car, you know, same color or different colors, same wheels, same motor, and nothing's different. I mean, you know, it's an exotic, it's this and that, but it's nothing personalized about the car. Now, when people come through and they supercharge it or twin turbo it or customize the wheels, I'm thinking, well, damn, man, they really went at it because they took this already high-end car and they put you know, some personal touches on it. And that's what I like to see, man. I think cars are personality. I think cars says a lot about the character of an individual. And you know, people didn't think, hey, you know, Big Herc, I didn't know you drove an NSX, man, but then you got the beast over here too, the Green Machine, you know. So I go either direction. Chevy, JDM. I got the German with the, you know, BMW M6, and then I got, you know, the other old school, the 68 Cougar, man. So I'm all over the place, but cars are my passion. And you know, I plan on doing some big things with, you know, the cars that I'm building, and you know, I'll keep you guys in the loop. The next thing I'll probably, like I said, I'll put up another video of the Black Bastard, and then you know, I'm gonna start hopefully posting some videos with the Cougar, the 68 Cougar, Clara, named after my grandmother, and you know, let you guys peep out that build too, because it's gonna be insane. But leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer original cars? Do you prefer customized cars? You know, what's your flavor? You prefer JDM? You prefer the muscle? Let me know, man. Big Herc 916. Enjoy talking cars with you guys. Holler at me, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and check out my website, bigherc916.com.